Add to the stage. Oh, yeah, I'm live. Okay, I was live. That's so weird. Hey guys, it wasn't really telling me I was live. Like it was spinning as though it was trying to go live, but it wasn't going live. I assume you can see me now on YouTube, etc. That was very strange. All right, Instagram. All right, Instagram's live. Substack. Pull up my Substack page. There we go, Substackers. Okay, I should be live for everybody. My nose is itching again. Ooh, this happened yesterday too. Yikes, my allergies. Okay, that's better now. Weird. All right. And YouTube, right? Everything's good on your guys' end. You guys can hear me and see me and everything. So hopefully that's all good. And Misha, that's very funny. Misha, your kids. I thought you said I thought you said you're banning you. We were going to ban you. I thought you said your kids were doing fake MMA. Oh, my kids' MMA classes that they take. I thought you said that they fake. Like, yeah, my kids, they do MMA classes, but it's a total fake. That's very funny. All right. Hey, guys. Well, I don't know. TikTok I haven't started yet. I'm starting it right now. I was waiting to get everything else working first. All right. TikTok. Boom. TikTok is live. Excellent. All righty. Good. Okay. TikTok's live, too. So we are copacetic. Everything's good. Everything is good. Hello, other Ashley. Ashley number 2 over on Substack. All right, I think we're good. No. Your English is good, Misha. I was joking. Your English was good. I was laughing. I was making a pun that you said your kids are taking the class. I thought you wrote your kids are faking the class. Like, oh yeah, they're taking martial arts, but they're totally faking it. Yeah, no. Your English was correct, but I was making a joke because I misread it at first. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't your English. It was actually a good pun in English. Anyway, hello, TikTok. Hello, everybody. How are we doing this evening? Hey, Ashley. Ashley number 2, we'll call you. Ashley Strathern. Ashley number 1 is Mod Ashley, so she just gets to be Ashley. So it's like Manda. Manda gets to be just Manda or Amanda or Madonna or whatever I'm calling her that day. Anyway, welcome, guys. So, yeah, we got a lot of news today. Very strange news across the board on what's going on with Iran. It appears Donald Trump is lying again. What a surprise. Whatever. Honestly, it looks like they were trying to calm the markets. Somebody else did a massive investment today, $700 million or something, made a shitload of money by betting that Trump was going to make this announcement. Somehow they knew Trump was going to make the announcement that peace was at hand with Iran. And now we find out that pretty much nothing's been agreed to. I mean, the straits are not open. I mean, literally nothing's been agreed to, guys. There's nothing happened today in Iran. Trump claimed all this stuff was solved. We end the day now with nothing being resolved. The straits are not open. It's, oh God. They believe it. They just freaking believe it. I just don't get why the stock market believes. And of course, somebody is going to have to do such massive investigations of the stock market fraud that these guys are involved in. You know, any case. Oh, thank you, Bowie. The clown. That clown is very funny. Thank you for that. So welcome, guys. I'm John Aravosis. This is my show. We talk about the latest news from Ukraine. We do have some Ukraine news, from Iran news, and news across the board. I have tomorrow. Today's Friday, so that means tomorrow is our coffee talk show. I do a show every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time US as a thank you for the monthly subscribers. That would be the super fans on TikTok, the monthly paid subscribers on YouTube, Substack, Discord, etc. So all of you guys show up. Anybody who's a monthly. Tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Time US, we hang out. It's nice. But also don't forget the gifts. Gifts are very nice. I appreciate them very much. So I do this for a living, so very much appreciate your guys' gifts. So keep them coming. And with no further ado, let's get rolling. So, yeah. Trump says the Iranians have agreed to everything. Trump earlier today said, the Iranians have agreed to everything. And the stock market went crazy and oil prices came down. And somebody bid almost $1 billion and made a lot of money because they predicted again that Trump was going to have an announcement. Somehow, miraculously, somebody keeps trading money. Lots of money in the market because they somehow just have a feeling that they always know what Trump is about to announce. But I'm sure he's not involved and it's not a scam at all. It's not insider trading. Well, looks like Trump lied about everything. So Trump said Everything's been agreed to. Literally, the Iranians have agreed to everything, is what Trump said today. Thank you, Jen. Oh, that's kind of a funky gift. Thanks, Seahorse. Thank you. Trump said the Iranians agreed to everything. Let me read you the latest from the Wall Street Journal. Okay, again, Trump said the Iranians have agreed to everything. Hours ago, he said this. Let me read you the latest from the Wall Street Journal, okay? Iran has told mediators it will continue to limit the number of ships allowed to cross the Strait of Hormuz. Oh, yeah. Part of what Trump said, the Strait of Hormuz is open. It is unfettered. Iran is no longer blocking it. All the ships are free to go through. He lied. Wall Street Journal. Iran has told mediators it will continue to limit the number of ships allowed to cross the Strait of Hormuz and charge tolls for the remaining period of the ceasefire. So they're still charging $2 million a ship. Incredible. And they're limiting the number of ships. So not only are they charging the ships money to pass through, so it's not free and it's not unfettered, they're not even letting all the ships go through. They're only going to let a small number of ships go. This is exactly where we were yesterday. It's exactly where we were last week. Iran has taken control of the Strait of Hormuz. It is not letting ships go through, and the ships it is going through, it's charging $2 million a ship. Outright extortion that Trump claimed, oh no, it's all free. Vessels that pass through the waterway will need to coordinate with the Islamic Revolutionary Guards. The IRGC would still be able to block ships that belong to countries Iran deems hostile, and is still insisting on a new management system for the strait after a final deal is reached that will allow Iran to collect tolls. The details follow a post on X earlier. Anyway, quote, only some commercial ships will be allowed to pass through the Strait of Hormuz on the condition of paying tolls, said Mahmoud Nabavian, a conservative lawmaker and member of the negotiating team engaged with the U.S. Ali Kezrian, a member of Iran's National Security Commission in Parliament, later confirmed fees would continue to be charged. So they're not going to let most of the boats go through. The boats they do go through have to register with the Iranian military. They're only allowed to pass through a very skinny corridor. They're not able to go wherever they want. Most of them are not going to be allowed to go through at all, and the ones that do go through are going to have to pay a toll of around $2 million if it's an oil tanker, if it's a big oil tanker. $2 million. And Trump claimed, oh, it's totally open. It's literally totally where it was yesterday. But Trump got the market to go up again. Trump got oil prices to go down again. Some anonymous person got to make a ton of money by betting Trump was going to do this, whoever that is, right? Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. Oh, but there's more. So Trump claimed the Strait of Hormuz was fully open for all commercial shipping. It's not. Multiple ships did make a break for it today. Everyone was able to follow it online. A number of ships made a break because Trump said it's open. So all these ships, these idiots, believed Trump. And there were literally like a ton of ships on the map because they've got like the GPS map or whatever it is for ships. And they showed all these ships coming to the Strait of Hormuz and then turning around and going back because clearly the Iranian military threatened them. So they couldn't go through. It's not open. Trump claimed Iran agreed to never use the strait as a weapon again. But again, they are. Trump claimed Iran agreed to remove all sea mines. No, they didn't. This was interesting. Israel is prohibited from striking Hezbollah except in self-defense. This one is quite interesting. Trump ordered Israel. He ordered Israel to stop attacking Lebanon. That was quite interesting. I mean, that was good. Let's see if they stop. But literally, when Trump announced it, he said Israel is prohibited from attacking Lebanon. He didn't say Israel has a ceasefire. He says, I blocked Israel from attacking Lebanon. Netanyahu apparently was not happy about that one. Maurice, we would love him to be locked up. Not for a while, sadly. I'm with you. What else we got on this? Oh, Trump goes, and the U.S. is going to get all the nuclear material from Iran. Iran agreed that we'll go with them together and we'll get it. Iran goes, there's actually been no deal whatsoever on nuclear fuel. None whatsoever. Trump claimed, I'm going to try more of this here. Let me see. Nuclear fuel. Oh, yes. he says the U.S. will get all of Iran's nuclear fuel. Iranian state broadcaster IRIB quoting a foreign ministry spokesman. The option of transferring Iran's enriched uranium abroad is rejected. Trump claims that Iran has agreed to suspend its nuclear program indefinitely. Iran says no. Iran did say, and this was interesting. So Trump says Iran agreed to suspend its nuclear program indefinitely. Iran said we would be willing to offer assurances that our nuclear program is peaceful. We went through all of this. We lost 13 service members that we know of. We've spent probably close to $100 billion at this point, killed a lot of Iranian civilians, hurt a lot of people in the rest of the Middle East, so that Iran could, let me quote this again, offer assurances that its nuclear program is peaceful. Because, yeah, like everyone trusts Iran. Like I'm going to trust Iran to, oh, we're happy to offer assurances that our nuclear program is peaceful. Sure, sure. Another point that's important with this, Iran would not have a stockpile of nuclear fuel if Trump had not pulled out of Obama's nuclear deal. Obama reached a nuclear deal with Iran. It was a good program. Iran would not have had the nuclear fuel, enriched. Iran had basically, they had an inspection regimen that was great. Trump threw it out. So Iran said, fine, you want to throw out the nuclear deal? We're going to build up more nuclear fuel. So they did. They bought up more nuclear material, or built up more. It's like, oh, well, that was weird. Oh, weird, sorry. My LinkedIn was being weird. I don't know why. There we go. Okay, LinkedIn for some reason was not going live. It is now. What else do we have on this? Trump said that a U.S. blockade, oh, this is true too. Trump says a U.S. blockade of Iranian ships leaving the Strait, which began on Monday, would remain in place. Iran said, okay, if your blockade remains in place, we're going to shut down the entire Strait of Hormuz again. I don't think they agreed to anything. I don't think they agreed to anything at all. This is insane. Oh, it gets better. So, do you remember, what did they call it? Pallets of money. Obama gave pallets of money to the Iranians. Hillary wanted to give pallets of money to the Iranians. In Hillary's case, Trump says Hillary was going to give $400 million to the Iranians. Scandal. Thank you, Deb. In Obama's case, Trump says Obama was going to give $1.7 billion to the Iranians. We found out today Trump offered the Iranians, or was considering offering the Iranians $20 billion in exchange for their nuclear fuel. $20 billion with a B dollars. He accused Obama of treason for offering $1.7 billion of Iran's own money. Obama didn't give them our money. As part of the nuclear deal, we unfroze part of Iran's money that we had frozen, their assets that we froze, $1.7 billion. Trump reportedly was getting ready to give them $20 billion. Hillary, he called a traitor for $400 million. And Trump is looking at $20 billion. Okay? Again, you know he's a hypocrite. I mean, this is not a surprise, but it's, Trump now is denying it, of course, because it went public and he freaked out. We're not giving Iran money. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. The other thing is, so, by the way, because somebody else was pointing this out today, but I thought it was a good observation. What did we really get out of this deal, attacking Iran? We have a worse government in charge now in Iran than we had before, right? Much worse. The new guys that are in power are much more conservative, much more activist, much more fundamentalist, crazy, much more willing to kill civilians than the guys who were there before. We literally installed a worse government in Iran, all right? Thank you, Luis. A worse government in Iran for the bling. It looked very Trumpy, actually. Like the stuff around the neck looked like what Trump would, a gift on TikTok. It looked like what Trump is putting on top of the arch, like the little winged thing. So we get a worse government, thank you, Len. We get a worse government in Tehran. We get just as bad a government in Venezuela, right? He goes and he arrests Maduro. They put another Marxist lady in charge. Now, the Marxist lady is bribing Trump, so he likes that. She's just as bad. Venezuela is still a Marxist dictatorship, right? Iran is still going to be a fundamentalist Islamic dictatorship, except it's going to be even more extreme than when we went in. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Len. Now, why does that matter? This week, as part of his ongoing war with the Pope, Trump has declared war on the Pope. Trump said, specifically Trump said, I watched the video, the Pope doesn't care that 40,000 civilians were killed. 40,000, it was 20,000, but that's fine. 40,000 innocent civilians were killed. That's why we went in. Again, a new reason for why we went in. Trump keeps changing the reason. Well, if we went in because the government killed 40,000 civilians, and we killed the old government that killed the 40,000 civilians and helped install a new government that wants to kill even more civilians, how is that not proof of what the Pope was saying, right? I mean, Trump literally told the Pope, he was he was talking to a reporter about this and said, the Pope doesn't care. 40,000 civilians were killed by the Iranian government. That's why we went in. And you replaced that horrible, murderous government with an even more murderous government. That means if the reason you went in was to get rid of the bad guys who are killing their own civilians, you put in its place, thank you, baby duck, you put in its place, it says to shake your head, you put in its place people who are even more likely to kill their own civilians. In other words, it backfired. In other words, using Trump's own justification for the war to replace the government backfired, and it wasn't worth it. I mean, if that's the reason he's giving, it's not worth it. Thank you, Len. You're on a roll tonight. That's a very nice, Len, that's a really nice gift. Thank you. I could always tell some of them are really, I always say some of the gifts on TikTok, when they last a while, you can kind of tell they're really nice. Thank you for that. No, that was really nice. Thank you. So, you know, I mean, again, you know he's not invading. I mean, actually, you know what worries me about the Cuba stuff too? Because Trump is now talking about invading Cuba. He's mentioned this repeatedly, going to war with Cuba. We attacked Venezuela, and we didn't replace the government. We left the bad guys in place. We attacked Iran, and not only did we leave the bad guys in place, it's even worse guys in place now in Iran, okay? Even worse. Cuba, I'm worried he's going to attack Cuba and do the same thing. He's going to leave the Marxist, Leninist, communist government of Cuba in place and somehow get them to bribe him or something. Maybe American companies can invest, but he's going to leave the dictatorship in place in Cuba. And just wait and see what Marco Rubio does, because Rubio's all on board, because Rubio wants Trump to overthrow the Cuban government. Wait to see what Marco Rubio does when Trump doesn't overthrow the Cuban government, when all Trump does is leave the Marxist government in place and, just like with Iran now, in essence, give them sanction. I mean, Trump has sanctioned, meaning given his blessing to the Marxist government in Venezuela. Trump is about to give his blessing to the Islamic dictatorship in Iran. And he'll do the same thing in Cuba. He's going to go, yeah, it's great that you're Marxist-Leninist. It's great that you oppress your people. I don't care, because as long as you let U.S. governments, U.S. citizens invest in your company, in your government, or U.S. companies invest in your country, right? Very bad stuff. What else we have here? What else we got? This is weird. The USS Gerald R is back in the Middle East, aircraft carrier, back in the Middle East per two defense officials. The Ford, which until recently was operating in the Eastern Mediterranean, transited the Suez Canal along with two destroyers and is now in the Red Sea. At the same time Trump keeps talking about peace, he's building up our forces for a bigger attack. Is he going to do a bigger attack? Who the hell knows? But it's very weird what's going on in terms of what's happening with Trump and Iran. You know, for saying, and the problem with Trump is I think both are true. I think he's tacoing. I think he's chickening out. I think he's desperate to end the war. And I also think he's building up to blow the crap out of the Iranians. I think it's both. He wants to stop. He's desperate to go home. And he also is desperate. And by the way, blowing them up might be, at the very least, to get that nuclear fuel. You know, the uranium. He called it nuclear dust. The nuclear dust, as he called it, the nuclear dust. Right? I think that's part of what's going on. What else do we got here? Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity says he's leaving the Catholic Church. I think I've got this video. Sean Hannity is a MAGA activist, basically, who, oh, that was weird. He's a MAGA active. Really, Gabe? You're calling me in the middle of my friend Gabriel decided to call in the middle of my show. Gabe? Gabe? I'm going to send him a text message. doing my show. Where is this? Messages. Doing my live. Doing my live. Oops. My love. I'm doing my love. I'm writing him. Doing my live. There we go. Let me pull up the videos here. Hold on. I've got a couple videos. Here is Hannity. Yes, here is Hannity. So Hannity is a mega activist. He's a host on Fox News. Super Trumper. Super Catholic. Super Catholic. He announced today he's leaving the Catholic Church because the Pope was mean to Donald Trump. Well, Donald Trump did say he was going to wipe an entire country of 90 million people off the planet in one evening, suggesting he was going to use nuclear weapons to kill all 90 million, Iranians. That's something that a pope would typically not be in favor of. He's the Pope. It's just like Jesus. Jesus, not a fan of killing 90 million people, civilians. It's not his thing. I have to put, just because this cracks me up. Hold on. It's quick.
As of today, I no longer consider myself a Catholic, and others at the Vatican have totally lost sight of the true meaning of the Bible and its teachings. As of today, I no longer consider myself a Catholic, and others at the Vatican have totally lost sight of the true meaning of the Bible and its teachings.
Yes, the true meaning of the Bible and its teachings would be to embrace a guy who was found liable in court for sexual assault. That would be the true teachings, right? The true teachings would be turning on immigrants, would be harassing women, would be, right, everything this guy has done, every horrible thing this guy has done. I don't agree with I'm not even Catholic. I don't agree with the Pope and everything, but anybody who says, because I'm a very religious person, that's why I embraced what Donald Trump is about. I mean, come on, right? Give me a break. What was this? Oh, that's Bessent. I've got a couple of videos I think I can show you guys in a minute. Hang on. Among Hannity's things, he is twisting, Hannity goes, the Pope is twisting religion to only attack Donald Trump. So then some others fact check this. Pope Benedict the 16th spoke out loudly against Barack Obama's bombing of Libya in 2011. Pope Francis implored President Obama not to get involved in the Syrian civil war in 2013, and he held a worldwide prayer vigil in an attempt to stop it. The problem is, Sean Hannity, like so many of those people, is a snowflake. Sean Hannity, like so many of these people, can't handle anybody in a free democracy disagreeing with him. And he can't make a coherent argument, so he's got to say, I don't like the Pope anymore or being a Catholic because you're mean to Trump and you never stand up to any other president. Except the Pope stand up to every president, as I just proved. So what's really going on is Hannity cares more about, well, blowing up countries, I guess, than he does the Catholic faith, I would argue, because good luck finding Catholic doctrine, Jesus doctrine, that explains why the hell we went into Iran. Good luck with that. And why Trump said he was going to kill 90 million Iranian civilians. Good luck with that. Tucker Carlson suggested that Trump might be the antichrist. So this was it. This was in the Daily Mail, but they were quoting elsewhere. I'm kind of fascinated. The number of times in the last week that Trump supporters, really Republicans, have discussed the notion of Donald Trump being the Antichrist blows my mind. I'd thought about this years ago, never discussed it. People in general did not discuss it. It's been discussed a lot this week. It really got rolling with Trump presenting himself as Jesus, Trump sharing the image of himself literally as Jesus. That bothered a lot of people. Previously, remember when the Pope died? Was it Pope Francis? When he died, that first week, they were obviously discussing who's going to be Pope. Trump shared a meme of himself as Pope. Total disrespect to the dead Pope, obviously. Total disrespect to Catholics. And now, but it's one thing, it's bad enough to present yourself as Jesus, to present yourself as the Pope, but to portray yourself as Jesus Christ is as offensive as it gets. I'm not even really much of a practicing Christian anymore, but the notion of a politician presenting himself as Jesus Christ is sickening, the amount of blasphemy involved there. And that's what Trump did, and that's what Trump is doing. Listen to this from Tucker Carlson. Carlson said the Bible cautions a figure like Trump could emerge in the future, described as, this is from the Daily Mail, described as a man of lawlessness or the antichrist who leads people against religion. He suggested Trump matches the scripture's description of this entity as a man who will oppose and exalt himself over everything that is worshipped, so that he sets himself up in God's temple, proclaiming himself to be God. He will pose as God, Carlson continued. He will mock other gods and put himself in their place. Carlson said other passages in the Bible also warn about similar antichrist characteristics, including the coming of a king who will do as he pleases. The Bible verse says the antichrist will exalt and magnify himself above every god, which Carlson said represented Trump's posts mocking Christianity. To a lot of Christians, Carlson said, these predictions in both the Old and New Testament seem to fit what we are watching. Here is a leader, Carlson said, who is mocking the gods of his ancestors, mocking the God of gods, and exalting himself above them. Could this be the Antichrist? I'm telling you, a lot of Trump supporters are very serious religious people. This is a discussion people should be having. Like I said, I've thought about it for years just because I was like, he certainly acts like what I was taught the Antichrist would be. We always were told it would be we believed it would be a rich international businessman, right? Got to tell you, made very interesting stuff. Treasury Secretary Bessent. So Bessent, I think I've got this. Hold on, I think I've got this. I'm going to play this for you. Yes, I've got this.
Why aren't we seeing this sentiment? Why are people...
Our Treasury Secretary asked about the economy and why people are not happy about the economy.
Why aren't we seeing this sentiment? Why are people feeling better?
Well, when I was in the investment business, there are consumer surveys, but I used to look at what are the people really doing. So at Treasury, we have loads of CEOs come through, whether they're in retail, credit card, the banks, and the consumer, while they may be sounding grim, is actually quite buoyant. Mm-hmm. So we are seeing spending has been very solid across most categories.
So they may not feel good, but...
Well, look, in their heart of hearts, they feel good. I'm not sure what they're telling the survey.
Why are...
That was my best part. In their heart of hearts, consumers feel very good about the economy. I don't know what they're telling the polls. So he's saying they're telling consumers are lying to pollsters, and that's why all the polls are bad. All the polls are bad for Trump on the economy because consumers are very happy about the economy. They're just lying in the polls. Again, very bad. I mean, if you're trying to, this is not a way to make people feel like you care, right? To make what was the Bill Clinton line about having empathy? What was the actual what was Bill Clinton's line? Not I care, I feel. What was the word? He used some line that basically meant I have empathy for you. But there was a classic Bill Clinton line with the campaign the first time around that he, what was it? I feel for you. What was the exact line? You know what I mean? I feel your pain. Thank you, Matthew. I feel your pain. Exactly. These guys are doing the opposite, right? They're literally claiming there's no problem. Trump also claimed, I'm going to get to it in a second, but I'll mention it now. Trump also claimed that it's a lie, that gas prices are over $4 a gallon. Gasoline prices, right? Gasoline prices hit, how much? I'm already forgetting. I'm forgetting if it was $4 or $5. Was it $4? Let me pull this up again. Hang on. Trump just called it a lie today. He said the media is lying. Gasoline prices, average price of regular gas never went over $4. And it was like, what are you talking about? Let me pull this up. Again, the problem isn't just that he lies. The problem is it shows he has no empathy. He's not planning on fixing it, right? Here we go. Now, it's better in the last couple days. It's come down to like $4.04. Like $4.04. It was up to $4.17. So it's come down. But Trump literally said today, the media is lying. Gas prices never went up above $4 on average. Never. They've been up above $4 actually since March 31st. For the last 2 weeks, they've been up above $4. I mean, again, if he's willing to lie about it, it means he's not going to address it, right? If Trump is saying that gasoline prices are fine, if Trump is saying gasoline prices didn't go up, right? They're not above $4. There's no problem. Then he's not going to address the problem because there is no problem, right? This is what I set up all the time. When Trump lies about inflation and says inflation is not a problem, it means he's not going to address it, because if it's not a problem, you don't fix things that aren't problems. That's what's really bad about him lying about gas prices. He's not going to do anything about it. What else do we have here? Hang on, a few other. I kind of went through the news quickly today. Oh, this is bad. The Air Current aviation publication reports Spirit Airlines has asked the Trump administration for hundreds of millions of dollars in emergency funding to offset skyrocketing fuel costs and stave off a possible liquidation. That's bad. So Spirit Airlines is saying they might go bankrupt because fuel costs have sent their prices, or the cost of doing business, through the roof. Again, fuel costs went up because Trump invaded Iran. This is a direct result of Trump's invasion. House Judiciary Committee Democrats launched a probe into Jared Kushner, saying, quote, "You are now reportedly participating as a special envoy for peace in negotiations on behalf of the U.S. to address the roiling conflicts in the Middle East. At the same time, you are soliciting billions of dollars from Gulf monarchies for your private business ventures." And they're not wrong. Kind of sounds like a conflict of interest, but oh well. Trump supporter Caitlyn Jenner, this was interesting. So Caitlyn Jenner is transgender woman. Caitlyn Jenner was Bruce Jenner, Olympic, I guess, gold medalist. I'm trying to remember now. I think so. A runner, I believe. And Caitlyn Jenner, famous Trump supporter, even though Trump hates trans people, doesn't, right? Caitlyn's fine with Trump. Caitlyn Jenner complained, apparently this week, that she can't travel abroad because the Trump administration changed her passport. Because the Trump administration doesn't recognize transgender people as real. Remember, there was a big story on this, that the Trump people were going to try to declare transgender people as mentally ill. And therefore, they changed the passports. Obama or Biden, I think it was Obama, actually. It might have been Biden, but I thought it was Obama, that was willing to change. I think it was Biden. And it was Hillary Clinton, actually, under Obama. Yeah, that was Hillary Clinton, who basically said, we will change passports to reflect a transgender person's true gender, right? So like Caitlyn Jenner could have her passport say she's female. Oh, hello. That she's female. Well, her passport no longer says she's female because Donald Trump basically banned trans people. Caitlyn Jenner's passport now says she's a male, but she's a girl. I mean, right? She's got long hair. She dresses like a woman. She's a woman. Her passport says she's a man, which is going to get her in. She says she can't fly anymore or she can't go international, at least, because they're going to think her passport's fake. Oh, well, huge Trump supporter, Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner has not had a problem with Trump. Oh, well. Midas touches Scott McFarland. Scott McFarland, who is the Midas Touch Washington correspondent, very cool that they hired him, said there's an update in Trump's $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS in which he seeks taxpayer-funded damages for the prior release of his tax records. So some of Trump's tax records were leaked, and Trump sued the Internal Revenue Service for $10 billion. And I told you this was going to happen. Scott reports from Midas Touch that the newest Trump legal filing in court says he is in discussions with his own IRS to avoid protracted litigation. Trump is seeking $10 billion against the Internal Revenue Service of our money. The latest legal filing says Donald Trump, the plaintiff, is negotiating with Donald Trump, the defendant, in order to not have to go to court. Trump is considering paying himself off to settle the case. The person who would have to decide if Donald Trump's lawsuit gets settled is Donald Trump. So Donald Trump, the president, will decide if Donald Trump, the private citizen whose tax returns were released, will get $10 billion or $5 billion or whatever the settlement is of your and my money. This is sick, guys. It's legal because it's legal. I mean, I'm with you, but how is it legal? Well, he asked for $10 billion. Will he give $2 billion? Who knows, right? And it's our money. It's our money. No, it's absolutely sickening. Trump, oh God, I hope to God I've got this video. Oh God, please tell me I grabbed this video. Hold on. Let me pull this up here. Some idiot is outside with their music on, I hate that, like when you can hear the car just going boompa boompa. I think this is it. This is it. This is it. Hold on. Hold on. This was Trump, I believe, today.
Probably about $4,000 or $5,000, and they wanted to raise your taxes. The great big beautiful bill also slashed taxes on millions of American small businesses, including restaurants, dry cleaners, corner stores. What is a corner store? I've never heard that term. I know what a corner store is, but I've never heard it described. A corner store. Who the hell wrote that, please? And more. Probably about
I will play this again in a second. Donald Trump, with a very slurred speech, by the way, in case you notice, his speech is totally slurred. He's reading a speech written for him, and the speech says, oh, we helped a lot of corner stores. Corner, C-O-R-N-E-R, corner stores. And he goes, corner stores? What's a corner store? I've never heard that term before. Who wrote this stupid speech? A corner store? I don't even know. It's kind of weird and kind of scary that Donald Trump has no idea what the phrase corner store means, especially because he's from New York City. New York City has tons of corner stores. Corner stores are like a corner, like we'd use a corner store. A corner store is often a store on the corner. It could be a bodega. It's literally a store on the corner, right? And you kind of walk up the steps like the steps are between both streets. They're kind of diagonal. And often it's a deli. It can be a delicatessen usually, right? And it's a corner store. Now, also a corner store can also just mean a small little store like that. Like I could say, yeah, I just went down to like a corner, to the corner store. It doesn't have to be on the corner. It means, exactly, it can mean locally owned, small. It often is like a 7-Eleven. But a sole operator 7-Eleven would be like a corner store. The notion that Donald Trump doesn't know what a corner store is weird. That he doesn't know, right, mom and pop, that he doesn't know as a New Yorker is even weirder. I'm playing this one more time.
$5,000, and they wanted to raise your taxes. The great big beautiful bill also slashed taxes on millions of American small businesses, including restaurants, dry cleaners, corner stores. What is a corner store? I've never heard that term. I know what a corner store is, but I've never heard it described. A corner store. Who the hell wrote that, please? And more. Probably about 4,000 or 5,000.
There's something, again, his speech is slurred, and he's not understanding a simple phrase. Corner store? Like I said, any of you who aren't Anglos, Anglophones might not know the word. And I'm assuming, by the way, like for Brits and Canadians, is it the same thing? Like, is it a phrase that you guys use? For us, it's very common. But I'm just curious, is it a common phrase like for the Canadians or the Brits or anybody? Canadians are saying yes. We'd say convenience store as well, but corner store is a little different. Convenience store is the category more generally. A corner store is literally the one outside my apartment. That's the corner store. You're talking about something right outside your apartment. It's the corner store. It's on the corner, right? Usually there's a familiarity to it when you say the corner store. A convenience store can be a national chain. It can be anywhere, and it can be a national chain. Yeah. So everyone, even the Brits, are saying, they also say corner shop. Yeah. Again, this is like when Donald Trump almost didn't know the word groceries. And remember, he used the word groceries several months ago and goes, groceries. Actually, I'm going to pull that one up. Hold on. I'm going to pull that one up again. Trump with groceries. Because it was the craziest. Trump groceries. And there's something wrong with the guy. There really is. Hold on. I think this is it. Let's see. Thank you, Succeed. That's a goat. We'll do the goat in a minute. Hold on.
And more than immigration, they like to say immigration. I break it down more to the border, but I want on the border and I want on groceries. It's a very simple word, groceries. Like almost, who uses the word? I started using the word, the groceries. When you buy apples, when you buy bacon, when you buy eggs, they would double and triple the price over a short period of time. And I won an election based on that. We're going to bring those prices way down.
I want to pause here because
I see. That was one example. There's an even better one out there. He has repeatedly brought up the phrase groceries. Exactly. Jason just said, it's an old word. That's the example. It's an old word no one uses anymore. Let me find I've got to find this. It's an old word no one uses anymore. And it's like, no, it's actually a word that we all use. Is this the one? Let me see.
Also slash taxes on millions of Americans.
Oh no, that's the corner store.
Including
That's the corner store. Hold on. I don't know that I'm going to find this. I hate this when I'm trying to find when you're trying to find a particular video and you can't find it. Let me see. This might be it.
a lot of the campaign. It's like an old-fashioned word, but it's a beautiful word, very descriptive word. Cost of groceries, a word that I used a lot on the campaign. It's like an old-fashioned word, but it's a beautiful word, very descriptive.
It's an old-fashioned word. It's really not. It's literally grocery shopping. It's not. I mean, it really isn't an old-fashioned word at all. Grocery shopping means you're shopping for food, basically. It's different than shopping for other stuff. There's something wrong with this guy. What was I'm trying to think. I did play that. I played the only three things from Trump I had. Oh yeah, Trump says the 250-foot arch he's building will commemorate himself. Listen to this. At 250 feet tall, Trump's arch would be the biggest such structure in the world. It's going to be 4 times bigger than originally planned. Thank you, Sadie. It's going to be 4 times bigger than originally planned. Trump was asked last fall what this modern-day arch was meant to commemorate. He pointed to himself and replied, me. He's going to spend a lot of our money building a monument to himself. All of these things need to be torn down. I mean, this is Saddam Hussein's statue coming down. And I don't know whether our politicians are going to have the nerve to do this. All this stuff needs to be torn down. Finally, and I need to finally do some research on this. This one's a little weird, but UFO-linked scientist who warned my life is in danger before she was found dead at 34 becomes 11th mysterious case. There have been a lot of, I'm going to Google this, like a lot of military people dying. Thank you, OC, but I think scientists too. I want to ask ChatGPT really quick. It's a really weird story. I have not really looked into it yet. Thank you, Cheryl. I've not really looked into it yet. And I meant to and didn't, and I apologize. Let me ask. We can at least ask ChatGPT. It doesn't always get it right, but you know. But let me see. Hang on a second. Hey, question for you. There were stories recently about a lot of people going missing. I thought it was generals and military people, like people with classified information. Now I see this story today about some scientist woman who thought UFOs was going to get her. Is it scientists? Is it military people? Or is this the same story? Or is this 2 different stories about a group of scientists missing and a group of military people missing? Or is it all the same crowd, like people with high access to classified information? What's the background here?
There's been a cluster of over 10 recent deaths or disappearances of individuals in the U.S. who had access to classified military or research programs. This includes scientists, engineers, and even a retired Air Force Major General. The White House has acknowledged the pattern and is reviewing the situation, though no official link between the cases is confirmed yet. These individuals were tied to sensitive research areas like space security and UFO-related programs, but the cause or connection is still unclear.
Give me the quick rundown briefly of who the 11 individuals were. Give us like a quick sentence on each one of what their job was.
There have been around 11 notable cases of scientists or former military personnel tied to classified space or nuclear work who have died or gone missing since 2023. For example, retired Air Force Major General Neil McCasland went missing in February 2026, and a Los Alamos lab administrator, Melissa Cassius, disappeared in 2025. Others include JPL scientists like Frank Mywald, who died in 2024, and Carl Grillmeyer, an astrophysicist who was killed in 2026. The White House is investigating, but there's no confirmed link between all these cases yet, though they raise national security concerns.
But you look at all the cases. Was there any link between the cases in terms of the area? It sounds like you're talking about a lot of space stuff, or were only the ones you mentioned space? The other ones were not.
There's a pattern of around 10 to 11 individuals in the U.S., including scientists and former military personnel tied to classified research, like aerospace, nuclear, or defense, who have died or gone missing since around 2023. The White House is investigating, but there's no confirmed cause linking them all yet. Some examples are a retired Air Force general who oversaw space programs and a scientist tied to Jet Propulsion Lab.
You don't have to keep repeating yourself. Were all the deaths suspicious, or were all the deaths, well, the ones that we know that died, how many died and how many are missing? And the ones who died, were they suspicious, or was it all clear natural causes or whatever?
Among about 10 or 11 cases of missing or deceased U.S. scientists and military personnel tied to classified research, some died and some went missing. For those who died, causes varied. One was a murder, another reportedly a suicide, and others have no official cause fully disclosed yet. In terms of numbers, there are several deaths and several disappearances, but as of now, the official investigations have not confirmed a single cause linking them.
Well, that's a little weird. I mean, it could be a coincidence. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. But again, since 2003, 11 in 3 years, I don't know whether that's unusual or not. Well, the White House is investigating because Trump got asked about it and said, he got asked about it, I think, last week, and then got asked about it again the other day and said, we just had a meeting on that. So, I mean, kind of weird, I mean, it's the kind of thing the Russians would do for sure, I think. But, very weird, though. Yeah, who knows? Yes, the White House is investigating. The White House is investigating. Sure. Halloween goat? Oh, okay. I know we did have a goat. Was it a Halloween goat we were talking about? Ah. That was for the earlier Galaxy gift. One more time. There we go. Boom. Thank you for that. Do I think boots on the ground in Iran? I think Trump is absolutely trying to figure out what to do about the nuclear material. I think if we have to go in to get the nuclear material, I think he will. So I think that's a real possibility. I don't know that we have a choice, but he's moving men and women, and he's moving troops in place. He seems like, somebody said the other day, don't listen to what he says, listen to what he does. And he seems to be building or bringing more troops in place for some kind of additional military action. But at the same time, I think it's equally true that he's totally tacoed and totally chickened out and wants this war to end. But, I think both are true simultaneously. He's desperate. Oh, she's down here begging for food. She's doing well. He's desperate for the war to end, and he also seems to be building up the military to do something bad next, I think. So I don't know. I really don't know. Anyway. What else, guys? We got we got a lot of time actually. We're done. We're not done, but I'm done with the note part of my show early. Remember, tomorrow we've got our coffee talk at 11 a.m. for the paid monthly subscribers. Yeah, unsweet and dainty. I'm sure it's it's very weird. Yeah. Anyway, what else, guys? What else? Troops are running out of supplies in the Middle East. Oh, I didn't see that. That's great. My hair is the real winner. Woo! Thank you. Yes, my hair. It's funny. She cut my hair too long last time, and it was pissing me off. But now it's suddenly behaving. So now I'm kind of like, okay, the hair is behaving, but it was pissing me off for weeks because she let it too long. But the problem is, like, it's got to get long before it just stays wavy, and in between, it's like pow, afro hair. The Strait is kind of still closed. Oh, the Halloween goat. That's true. I could try to get an emoji for the Halloween goat. That's not a bad idea. Thank you, Blue. That's funny. I should try to grab a Halloween goat. I also had my my flowers are blooming. I'm so excited. My irises. I sort of every spring my irises bloom, but like really, I bought a really nice one. Thank you, Jackie. I bought a really nice one several years ago, and it's blooming really. Let me show you. Well, actually, you can see both of them. This is the iris with, is it a bignonia, I think, in the background. That's the iris. The iris has 10, it's in a pot. It has 10 stalks, which is insane. And in the background is, I guess it's bignonia, I think. Trumpet vine, I think. But it's very pretty. It's a weed, but again, I grow it in a pot, so it's okay. But it's just, so I moved it in front of the window. So absolutely beautiful. Oops, where is this? Oh, I'm trying to find my other, but it's really pretty. I mean, it's actually a little darker. It's actually much darker than that. It's a dark purple. It looks light here, but it actually is a dark purple. That's a little closer, but they don't really show up as well here. It's a much darker purple. Looks a little bit better, but yeah, you can see a little better there, the bignonia in the background. It's really nice. Yeah. So making me very happy. And the bignonia is great. It's only going to go for a few days, but it's this huge blanket of flowers. Anyway, I like my plants. I like gardening. So I moved the irises to the window so at least I can watch them as the day goes on. It's very nice. Actually, I think I can do a quick look here. Because the sun's coming in, I've got the window closed, but I don't know. Hard to see. Yeah, you can get a quick peek of it. Yeah, I think you can see it a little bit there. Is that, maybe. Yeah, you can kind of see there. But it's really nice. Oops, there we go. Of course, now I'm opening the curtains and I've got sunlight hitting me. Don't do that. It's doing that thing. There we go. It's doing that thing where it's just peeking. There we go. Yeah, it's very nice. I'm very happy. Very happy. In some years, Trump will be written as the worst president in U.S. history. Yes. The problem is because there's no longer any more truth and we've got cults running around, whether half the country will ever realize he's the worst president in American history, who knows, you know? The irises are taking over your yard. You got worse things than irises taking over your yard, but that's funny. So what else? But actually, the irises are bursting one of my pots. I didn't know they could. Like, they filled I already dug them up once and replanted them, and they've hit the edge of the pot, and they're splitting a really thick plastic pot. They're splitting it, which I was like, holy shit, amazing. So I've got to go. I want to wait 4 weeks after it flowers, and then go. And I think what I may even do is I may even go and rather than digging the whole thing up, I may dig away the outside so that it can grow out. I think. Any vacation plans? No. Partially because, honestly, the dog thing, I don't feel comfortable I mean, it's hard anyway, but I don't feel comfortable traveling. I mean, she's doing much better, but you know, she's old now, and I just don't know that I'm comfortable. I have no one to watch her anyway out here, and I don't feel comfortable flying with her anywhere. So I think I'm kind of stuck as long as the dog's around. But she's doing much better. I mean, like, much, knock on wood, but much better. So now that I've stopped giving her some of the medicine, so, you know. So we'll see. What else? It snowed today. Where are you, Street Rat? Yeah, stock market did well today, but I mean, you know, it's like it did well because he lied. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, it just they insist on believing him, and it blows my mind that they believe him on all this stuff. You know, snowing in Colorado. Street Rat's telling us, are you in Colorado? I don't know. It doesn't say. Oh, he is Northern Colorado. Okay, or she. He. I'm assuming you're a she. He. I always sort of assign gender to you guys without knowing. Thank you, JPT, for the hat. Yeah, no, here it was 90 yesterday. It's 80 today. I mean, it's going to get cool briefly, but only briefly. So, you know, yeah, I mean, I'm glad if the stock market's up anyway because it's my retirement. But, you know, I mean, at some point it's going to have to come down again, unfortunately. But what do you do, you know? He may use the troops this weekend. I mean, he always waits. He lies during the week, which he did again today. And now the market's closed. It's Friday night, so the market's closed, right? You know. But I don't know. Again, I don't think he knows what he wants to do because he keeps changing, you know, the explanation. Oh, 70 yesterday, now it's 43. Well, Colorado. I guess it's like Canada. You know what you're getting. Well, actually, yeah, Canada. Oh, hey, Ron. I mean, I was seeing, was it just a couple weeks ago that Montreal got snow? A friend in Montreal, maybe a week ago or something, he posted a picture of his street that was very pretty, but it was covered in snow. Maybe 2 weeks ago? It wasn't that long ago. But I was like, holy cow. It was very pretty, but I was like, ugh. I don't want that much snow. You did miss my show, Cabrera. Although, remember, you can go to YouTube and watch it. It recaps on YouTube. So you can always go and check that out. All right. What else? Seattle got snow? Oh, that's funny, because you guys are definitely more temperate. Alexa, lower the temperature 1 degree. Because, see, this time of day, it really does get like... It gets like hot and cold, because that's why I have to shut the curtains. But it still gets sort of uncomfortably hot, with the sunlight hitting the windows like this. What else, guys? Anyway, I made what allegedly is soda bread, Paul Hollywood soda bread. It's good. It's kind of the cheesy one. I needed some bread for breakfast. It's good. I think I like brown bread better. I did that Ina Garten brown bread was quite good. The one with the beer, the Guinness Extra Stout, very good. So I'm definitely going to make that one again. This one's okay. It's cheese bread. It's good. But I like to sort of eat toast and coffee for breakfast, and then I branch out. Like, I just have always enjoyed like good bread for breakfast, like I said, and then maybe an hour later, 2 hours later, I'll eat more. No food would kill me, but I don't like a ton of food. It's good though. Yeah, it's a good her brown bread with the Guinness is actually very good. It's a little sweet in a good way. Very good. So, boop. And I was able to use my new toaster oven, which made me happy. It's a little annoying. It's a Cuisinart toaster oven, and it annoys me because the temperatures are not legitimate. So you can't the temperatures are real, but you can't cook based on the temperatures, which is annoying. So you have to figure out the temperatures that work. So like this bread that I cooked today, it wants to be 400. So I set it at 350, which usually works. That was a little too hot, so then I went down to 325, and that worked. But then it went longer. Like you've got to really figuring out the temperature to cook food is not easy, which annoys me. But what's nice is it's a little toaster oven, and my big oven doesn't have to go on. So a day like today that's 80 degrees, I'm not heating up my whole apartment. So, you can't calibrate it. But the problem isn't even calibration. I checked the temperature. The temperature is right, but the temperature fluctuates. I set it for 350, and it goes to 350, and then it overshoots to 365, and then it cools down, and it cools down to 325 until the temperature goes back on, and it goes back to 350. So it ranges from like 365 to 325 Fahrenheit, which is kind of a crazy range. It's not a great range. And these toaster ovens tend to overheat. So it's really not good. What I do is, I've been using it for baking more, though baking very tricky. But I've got a thermometer that goes in the food, and it has a wire. So I put it, so like for bread and things like that, I do it to temperature. So as long as it's not burning, it just cooks until it hits the right temperature, which is good. But it can be a real pain otherwise. I did manage brownies the other day. I managed blondies the other day. That was good. So I'm branching out to other foods that I like. Pizza, my pizza worked, so that was good. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't know, clam chowder. No idea. I have no clue either. Anyway, what else, guys? What else? Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Well, some people were saying that the beer bread recipe she's got for Irish brown bread, some people were saying the beer is too strong. They're nuts. Like, I'm not a beer guy. They're absolutely. I never understand some people in these recipes. You know, oh, the beer was overwhelmingly bitter. It's like, no, it wasn't. Unless you bought a different beer, which is entirely possible. But if you bought the beer she told you to buy, it wasn't at all overwhelmingly strong. Not at all. You know, it was excellent, really. So, yep, give the dog another piece here. Big plans for the weekend? Not really. Greek class tomorrow. Woo! Then my live. Woo! But yeah, but this is Guinness Extra Stout. It's very good. It's a good. I mean, I'm not a beer guy, but it's a good beer. You know. So, you know. No, literally never happened. There was no fraud. Bye. So, Democrats lost billions to fraud, except they didn't. So, okay, whatever. What we are losing billions to is Donald Trump and his people, who seem to be making billions of dollars as president, which is not good. Cookies, bakies. Oh, that's cute. That is cute, actually. That's cute. Cookies, yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Why not, I guess? Cookie comes from the Dutch word cookie or cookie, I can't pronounce it, which means little cake. Oh, like a cakey. Oh, interesting. Guinness isn't Irish? I thought Guinness was Irish, isn't it? Or is it fake Irish? Is it like American version of Irish? I thought it was real, isn't it? I'm confused. Isn't Guinness Irish? I don't know. I don't know my beers. Guinness is Irish. Yeah, what do you mean the Irish would... What does that mean? The Irish would be in uproar. Guinness isn't a beer. What do you mean, Paula? Paula's... Watch it. The Brits are making a comment about Irish beer. Look out. What do you mean, Paula? It's Irish but not a beer. What do you mean it's not a beer? I'm confused. It's not a beer, it's a stout? Oh, what the hell does that mean? Guinness isn't a beer, it's just Guinness. What does that mean? I don't understand what that means. Yeah. It's beer. It's better beer. I told you, like, I don't like beer, but dark beers I've always found tasty, which I'm always surprised. You know? So yeah, stout's a type of beer. That's what I would think. But yeah, I've never liked beer, but dark beers are tolerable. And like I said, Guinness, I actually like it. But I'm surprised. I've always been surprised I liked it because I would have thought a darker beer would have been even more distasteful to somebody who doesn't like beer. But I actually find it much more flavorful than beer. Beer itself, I find, ugh. Thank you, Terry. Dark beer is called ale. I've heard the word ale, but I think ale for us, again, I'm the wrong guy to ask, but I think for us, ale is simply an old word for beer. So we would think ale is like, it's the 1500s in Queen Elizabeth and we're ordering our ale. Like, for an American, the word ale to me sounds like it's a 400-year-old word, you know? I don't know, but for you guys who drink, do Americans use the word ale to mean something else? Or, I mean, I'm sure some of you do, but normal people don't, right? We don't use the word ale in America, I don't think. I mean, some beer probably has the word ale attached to it, but I mean, if you say, I'm really in the mood for an ale, right? Ginger ale, ginger ale, that's very funny, actually, ginger ale. Pale ale, yeah, pale ale, but I mean, those are almost unique names. Some do, Ash says, okay, maybe. Pale ale, though, or ginger ale, that's funny about ginger ale, I hadn't thought of that. It's the way it's brewed. Interesting. Ale, Pilsner, lagers. Yeah, I mean, we've got those words. I know that, right? Oop, it's doing that thing again. I've got to prove I'm a real person. All right, TikTok. There we go. You know, I don't know. Anyway. Guinness series on Netflix, but ginger ale. I do like that ginger ale. That is very funny. Ginger ale, it's too sweet. I mean, pop is very sweet in general, so, root beer, however, root beer. Cooking sausages in Guinness. Huh, that's interesting. I've cooked, bratwurst or whatever in beer, but I've never done it in Guinness. That's an interesting idea. That is an interesting idea, actually. Huh. Birch beer. Guinness is ale. All right. Oh, another one here. All right. A little more. There you go. There you go. Anyway, Jack Daniels is originally from South Wales. I know. You want to do Guinness now? Well, I've got to work my way through the new bread for several days, and then I'm going to make my next loaf of Guinness brown bread. Americans do use beer as a generic term. Yes. Steak and ale pies. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, that sounds very good, actually. Yeah, that does sound good. Anyway. Oh, I was just thinking TV shows. I don't know why, but The Pit, which is good. It's funny. I like it enough to watch it. I'm not obsessed with it, but it's good. But I saw on Facebook, that anybody who watches The Pit, it might be Netflix, I don't know. Or is it HBO? I don't know. But it's a hospital ER kind of show. And it's very good, though. It's good. But I'm not, enamored with it, but it's very good. The woman, did you see the singer woman? There's a woman. She's on Broadway. Her voice is insane. She's HBO. She plays that Filipino character, Filipino-American, I think it's Filipino, and she's the bitchy one that caught the other guy stealing the drugs that nobody likes. I forget her name, of the character on the show. It's fun. I really don't like her character. She's very smart, but she's just nasty. She has a voice like you have never heard, and she's in this Connie Francis retrospective or whatever it is. Oh my God. Actually, I need to find, what is her name? I have got to find this. Hold on. I've not seen the final episode, so don't tell me anything about it. But what's the actress's name so I can find this? Is she like an Ina or I can ask, it's you? What's the, insane, I have to find this for you. Hold on. Find me the name of the actress from The Pit, the one who's the really good singer, who I think is Filipino-American, or that's her character, and she's on Broadway in some retrospective about Connie Francis. What's the actress's name? Isa? Is it Isa or Isa? I think that's it. I remember it being a short name. So it is Isa or Isa. Okay. I'm going to look for this really quick before we go. Oh, Isa Briones. Yeah. Yep. Connie Francis, just in time. Let me find this really quick. I mean, it's insane. Her voice is insane. Okay. This is the actress. If you watch The Pit, you'll know by this picture of her especially. So this is her. You would know her, right? I need to find you. This is it. This is it from Instagram. Here. Hold on. Okay. Listen to this. I mean, oh my God. That was on Facebook and I went, holy shit. I was like, holy shit. It's a Connie Francis thing on Broadway. Yeah. I mean, oh my God. Santos is her name on the show. Yeah. She's tremendous. I can't even, my God, that singing is just insane. Anyway, no, it's breathtaking. Absolutely. Yeah. I couldn't. I listened to it. And it's funny because somebody else said in the comments, they were like, I really hate her character on the show. So this is very strange because that's amazing, but I really hate her because her character is just so nasty. But oh my God, yeah. Oh, she was on Britain's Got. Oh, so she's British. She was on Britain's Got Talent. I could see singing like that and being on Britain's Got Talent. That's for sure. You know. So she's British. Is she British? That's interesting. Interesting. Yeah, so it's absolutely wonderful. Anyway, I had to show you guys because Alexa raised the temperature 1 degree. Because like I said, I literally scrolled across it on Facebook and I went, oh, I know her. I was like, I know her. And then she's singing and I went, oh, she was in Picard? Oh, that's funny. And then I was like, oh, my God. Like, oh, my God. Just, yeah, most of the cast is British. Well, I know the cute young male doctor who helps the one on the farm. He's British. I don't remember the young savant is Australian. The kind of Indian. I think she plays Indian American or something, but she's Australian. Yeah, we're not going to give out spoilers. Don't give out spoilers. But I'm trying to think because I still have to see the final episode. Don't give out spoilers. But anyway. Anyway. No, yeah, I know. I saw about the new Harry Potter series. Very strange. Good night, Doug. Kind of weird. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about, the new Harry Potter series, like why they're doing one. But, I mean, whatever. I assume they're not like redoing it, right? They're doing is it like some continuation or something, or what are they doing? Good night, Jeffrey. Right? Like, what's the... So she is British. Interesting. Okay. But are they redoing it? They're not redoing it. Are they? Remake as a series. I don't know what that means, though, Drift. I love Harry Potter, too. Are you kidding? Each book is getting a season? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, but that's actually interesting. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting. I mean, that's an interesting idea, though. Taking the book and it's the same plot, but you're kind of getting into it more and all of that. That's potentially very interesting. Or they're just going to drag it out and it's the same damn plot, right? I'd watch it, you know. Hopefully, again, depends on the actors, depends on the writing, you know, right? I mean, who knows, right? You know. Very interesting. Well, we'll check it out. Hopefully it's good, but we'll see. Anyway. All right, guys, I think I'm going to go. It's 7:15. Tomorrow, remember, we've got the coffee talk. So anybody who's a monthly subscriber, TikTok, YouTube, Substack, Discord, etc., if you're a monthly subscriber, join us tomorrow at 11 a.m. Saturday on any of these platforms. I do a special show just for you guys as a thank you. So we just hang. It's fun. It's a nice for an hour right after my Greek class. So I come on a little bit late because Greek class goes right up until 11. So it'll be 11 a.m. Eastern or 11:05 a.m. something like that. I turned off the temperature, but it's still cold. I think it may still be on. Anyway, small and young actors. Hang on, I'm looking at my thermometer to make sure my thermostat is. I was trying to leave it a little cooler because the dog was getting warm, but at the same time, I'm getting cold. Oh, yeah, it's still hot. I turned you off. Go back. There we go. Yeah, all right, a little bit cold there. Okay, that's better. All right, guys, have a good night. I'm going to do, as always, let's do Substack. Discord first by Discord. See you guys. All right, and then I will do YouTube, Substack, etc. TikTok, your last. All right, guys, thank you.